Hi, my name is Laura Thompson and welcome to my review of the Irish Rex website, which I will be critiquing as part of my human-computer interaction module. During this screencast, I will be critiquing the website's user interface design, usability and aesthetic design. As you can see from first impressions, the website looks like something from the early 1990s. It's extremely basic and quite unappealing to the eye. Although visual design is not the most important aspect of a website, it's still the first thing that users see, and if it's not attractive, there's a higher chance of them not coming back. The page background is a kind of beigey colour, with green, blue and red text colours. There doesn't seem to be any set colour scheme throughout the website, and none of the chosen colours match or go well together. The visual design of a website should enhance it. There needs to be a colour scheme in place to work with the theme of the website, but it still needs to be transparent so it's not too in your face or too overwhelming. A good website design has subtle but clever colour schemes, and this website definitely lacks this. So the principles for creating a good visual design website are: number one, unity, which has to do with the elements on a page and whether they visually belong together. I feel that this website lacks it. There doesn't appear to be any consistency between both the images and the font on the homepage. Number two is space, which allows the design to increase readability for the user and reduce noise. Seeing as there's not too much information on the screen, I think they actually have too much space over here, both left and right down the bottom, and leaves it looking kind of plain. Number three is hierarchy, which shows the difference in significance between things. This can be done by different font sizes, colours, and placement on the page. The top is the most important in this hierarchy, and IrishRexOnline.net do this well, having the name of the website in bold at the top in a very distinctive font colour, and it stands out to the user. The subheading, although smaller than the heading, still stands out too. As we go down the page as well, the fonts get smaller and smaller as the information gets less noticeable. The only critique I would have with this is that the fonts all appear to be different. The heading font is different to the subheading font, which seems to be different to the other fonts throughout. And as well as this, some of the text, such as the shipwrecks.co.uk and click ship logo to enter, are in italics, and I feel like they don't need to be. It kind of makes it look unorganized and untidy. Number four is balance, which means there should be equal distribution of objects, allowing symmetry. I think this website does this well, as everything appears to be in the center of the page, although when we scroll down to the bottom, the advertisement for the website host is slightly to the left, and it's kind of noticeable, so I wish they had just kept it in the center. Number five is contrast. This makes items stand out, whether it be color or size. Seeing as the background color is so light, I feel like the text is quite noticeable to read, as they've chosen strong colors. Six is scale, which refers to a range of sizes, and I think seeing as the enter button is the only way of continuing into the website further, that it should be bigger and maybe further up the page rather than having it below the icons here. And finally, seven is continuity, which looks at whether every page has the same interface and the same sort of consistency to it. And as I continue on throughout this website, you'll see that this is not the case. Usability wise, I think it's quite weak. As you can see, there's three small images here. They are awards that this website has won. So if you click on the first one, you are brought to a Yahoo page. The second award, you're brought to a dead end. It brings you to a cannot be found page. And then when you click on the third page, it brings you to the benefits that come with horse betting. So a user may think that clicking on one of these awards will either bring them to the awards website or more information on why the website has won the award, when it has won the award, or just general information on it, and it's a problem that should definitely be fixed. You can see the button at the bottom, which is the website's host, is flashy, Its flashy appearance would almost make the user want to click on it to get further into the website unless carefully examining. The fact that it has to be stated here to click the ship logo to enter seems to me very bad user design. Usability and aesthetic design. It should be simple to determine how to continue on, as users will get fed up, lose interest and look elsewhere. As I previously said, the ship logo should be bigger, should be more distinctive, so that it stands out more amongst the other information on the page rather than having it the same size as the award pictures above. Even the ship logo itself is extremely basic, as if it had been created on Microsoft Paint. It needs to be more vibrant to really stand out. When you hover over the ship logo, you can see that it changes, it slightly fades and changes surfaces, but nothing too noticeable. The logo would have been a great opportunity to implement some interaction design. The ship could have sailed off when clicked or made some sort of sea noises to enhance the user experience. So if I click on this, the next page we have conditions of use. I found that the small red font made it quite hard to read the information. A darker text colour such as black or blue would have been more beneficial. The text is all centered again, which gives us some sort of flow. But again, the MCA logo brings the user to a service error. And the Irish Harp logo brings us to another dead end again. These logos should be linked to the corresponding websites, and a link should be a link, and if not, it needs to just be entered as a picture onto the website. As you can see, the red arrow here allows users to continue into the page, yet it's so subtle. It needs to be bigger to create more clarity. I'd suggest that the button could be a more vibrant red. It could flash to create better user interface experience. One aspect of this website as well that stuck out to me was that there's no navigation bar anywhere throughout the website. Users don't know what's ahead of them, their options, and if they want to go back to a certain page, they have to click on the home page and find it from the very beginning, which is tedious and inconvenient. So if I click on the red arrow, we get to a guide for divers on the next page. It's instantly noticeable that the layout of the page is completely different. Instead of the heading being at the top center, it's slightly to the left. It's broken down into two columns with options of where you want to go on the left and a map of Ireland on the right. The colour scheme has changed, bringing in an almost luminous aqua colour, which certainly does not match the font colours. And finally, we are seeing a search bar down the bottom here, but it's not apparent at all. For some reason, if you click on the drop-down list, they've made a drop-down list with only one option. So if I click on the search bar and I search for Meath, it brings us to a page with links of all the information they have on this, which is quite handy because as we get further into the website, you'll see how confusing it gets. We're also seeing contact information for the first time, which should definitely be throughout the whole page in case people want to get in contact. So if I click over here, when you hover over the buttons, it's still not apparent that you're going to click on them. It could have been a great opportunity for some user experience, but if we click on list of all wrecks by counties, we're brought to this page more aqua blue. The text over here is too small for such big boxes, and the text on the right is like a mossy green, all italics, all underlined. It kind of makes it hard to read. So if I scroll down and I go to Meath, and click here, again, you're not really being told if you're clicking on it or not. There's no change of colour or anything to say that you've clicked on it. We're brought to this page where there's no text at all for the top. You have to scroll down and you just have heaps and heaps of information. There's no search bar to find what you're looking for. You just have to trawl through it all. So if we get to the bottom, you get to a red arrow. Now, what I found weird about this is it brings you onto another page. So usually it would have an arrow to the right for next page and left for a back page, but that's not the case in this. So overall, I feel as though this is a very poor website. I think users will only get so far and then leave to view an alternative website. The visual design doesn't match and isn't consistent throughout the website, making it look making it look messy and hard to read. There appears to be no interaction design at all with regards to buttons, links, navigation, and sound. It's pretty much non-existent. Website usability is poor and needs a lot of testing, from having to always go back to the home page to find something specific to trying to figure out where to go next. And finally, the user interface design is weak. It's not simple enough for every user to understand the layout of the page. It's too squished up together and sometimes not aligned right. There's no consistency amongst the colors and the text as well as clarity.